Okay, everybody. Dan Fitzpatrick here, stockmarketmentor.com. And I want to look at Nvidia today, or actually this week, right? So this is a weekly chart. You can see the zigzags here. This is the high here, 143. We'll call it 144. We might even bump it to 145. But anyway, right up here is a resistance level. And that's a pretty formidable level. If we just, in fact, I'll just forget about the moving averages for a sec. I'll just put this in a daily time frame here. And you can see where this in October, like I think about 4 different times had been tested, never really was surpassed. And so right now, as I see it, there's really no trade on this until and unless this runs up to a new high. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this thing to break out, and I'm also waiting for it. But waiting for it does not mean predicting it. This thing could go either way. I'll get back this to the weekly, and then we'll go here on the daily chart. It could go either way. However, I think it is telling that it was reported on Friday after the close that Nvidia would be added to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's replacing Intel. It'll be added to the Dow Jones Industrial Average on Friday morning before the open. So you're going to see a lot of volume here towards the end of the day. But anyway, but typically on an instance like that, you'll actually see kind of a big pop. In a stock. Oh my gosh, it's being added to the Dow. Big deal, man. It's one of 30 freaking stocks. Like, be still my beating heart. So anyway, but the stock did go up a little bit after hours. It opened up higher a little bit today, but then ultimately, just kind of came up here and then it just kind of drifted back with the rest of the market. And so what that's telling me is nobody really cares too much about the addition of Nvidia into the Dow. I would expect this to be kind of a nothing burger with respect to just those dynamics. I would expect this to be a nothing into the to the end of this week. I think the election is obviously going to create some kind of volatility, though even then, and I was talking about this in this morning's premium training session. I don't see there being a huge amount of volatility after the election for the simple reason that everybody's looking for it. And so you got to wonder if when everybody's looking for the same thing, if you're ever going to find it. I think it'll probably take several days or a long time in order to come up with whoever the quote, air quotes, winner is in this election. But looking at NVIDIA, I don't see this reacting one way or another this week to the Dow or to the election, because, by the way, whoever wins the election is not going to change NVIDIA's business model one bit. People just get lathered up about all that kind of stuff. But then a week later, they scratch their head and say, what was the big deal? At least that's the way I'm looking at it. But right now with NVIDIA, I think there's kind of nothing to do unless the stock breaks out to a new high. Now, they report earnings on the 20th. That's in a few weeks, right? And so about 2.5 weeks. So with earnings on the horizon, is there really any sense that NVIDIA is going to run up through this resistance into earnings? I don't think so. I think that if you want to be farting around with this and day trading it or something, you're better off doing it on the double ETF, the NVDL, where you get 2 times your money on the upside. And you can get, you can get decent swings in this if that's the way you want to trade this. But just overall, I don't see NVIDIA doing much of anything between now and when they report earnings. So in every single video that I do here, it's not like I'm saying, hey, man, this is your massive trade. Go, go, go. I just want to talk sometimes about stocks where sometimes the best trade is the waiting game, to just wait for this thing to make a move. And I think the move is on a breakout above there. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. Hope you all have a great day, a great evening, a great tomorrow. And don't forget to use stops.